Keeping in mind that I moderate the post, let's start. Death, afterlife, soul, spirit, morals, ethics, and homosexuality. Here we go. Okay, so death and afterlife. Someone posted that if they didn't have the afterlife to look forward to, what would they have? Think about that for a second. You look forward to dying. Are you serious? I mean, if it's really that great of a thing, just, I mean, do I have to explain it? Honestly, I mean, death. I look forward to waking up every day. I look forward to a tasty meal. I look forward to seeing family sometimes, and I look forward to seeing my friends most of the time. I look forward to sitting on my computer and seeing someone post a helpful reply on DevNet or Webmaster World. I look forward to even seeing that anyone replied at all. What else? I look forward to playing a video game on occasion. I look forward to reading in the bathroom. I look forward to listening to music. I look forward to reading your comments. Gee, what do you have to look forward to if you're religious? Going to church, standing around in your best clothes, and sit, stand, kneel, sit, stand, kneel, sit, stand, kneel, sit, stand, kneel, drink some wine, eat some like nasty bread thing, or and hear the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, I mean, what? I research interesting topics. Okay, I like learning about existence. I like not being ignorant. Here's one of the cool things I learned not too long ago. The Mississippi actually retains being the Mississippi all the way out into the Gulf. And what I mean by that is that if you think of the Mississippi being like a tube of water running down the land, okay, and once it goes out into the Gulf, it actually kind of retains the freshwater tube of sense, and actually goes all the way out into the Gulf Stream, that is, in the Atlantic off the coast of Florida and whatnot, and is still mostly fresh water by the time it's out there, which is kind of interesting. I think I read it on Wikipedia. Not that I had to reference Wikipedia for everything I know, but it's kind of interesting when you look around in life and you can appreciate a lot of the kind of interesting things that people found out, and you can these people spend years researching some of these things, if not decades. And you can read it in like a summary of 2 or 3 paragraphs. Alright? I think that's kind of interesting. So I look forward to reading. I look forward to avoiding television. I mean, there's endless things to appreciate. So anyway, soul and spirit. Let's get moving on here. What is the soul? What is the spirit? Well, everyone just heard, even if you didn't watch television, that lady in Florida a couple years back, or however long, I can't think of her name. I can't remember her name. I'm not going to remember as so long as I'm shooting a video. But everyone will remember, and I'll remember the moment I'm done shooting the video. So her brain was like this before normal, and then ended up like this. Like, that's how big it was. So obviously physical trauma. I don't know all the details. My grievances to her family and whatnot. But let's face it, you're not going to recover from something like that. And until they can clone your brain and copy and paste it to and from a hard drive, however big that would be, okay, and I would imagine your brain can contain more than a terabyte of information, I would hope. It would be kind of interesting to see how large the brain is capable of containing stuff, and I wonder how big my brain is in comparison to other people. But we can't really tell, because there's this one guy. He just, anything he reads, he can remember. Anything. I mean, it's insane. And he can recite anything you ask him. And you could ask him to read a book now and have him read the entire book out to you 10 years later. And he could do that. It's insane what the human mind is capable of. It's just how the wiring inside the head works. The wiring. Okay, so your memories. That's what your soul or spirit is. Okay, basically, this is my very archaic explanation. I don't have any pictures or anything fancy, but this is how I learned how the brain essentially works with memories. And if I get any of the terminology wrong, which I'm not going to get it right in the first place, please forgive me. But this is my general understanding. So you basically have a node, well, a couple nodes. They're held together by an electrical, some kind of electricity. It could be static or whatever. I'm not a scientist, so I'm not claiming to know all this stuff. But basically, when these nodes lose oxygen, they can't retain that electrical pulse, and they let loose, and electricity floats off. Now, I don't know what happens to electricity, but I can tell you, for example, the light from the light bulb above me, light is photons, and eventually photons stop bouncing around off of objects and just become absorbed. And when they're absorbed by a wall, they actually are converted into heat energy, which is kind of interesting. So here's another one of my questions. If electrons are free-floating electrons are electricity, and free-floating photons are light, what's a free-floating neutron? If someone can answer that, that would be like the killer thing I've learned for like the week. So anyway, so when these electrical pulses leave your brain, that's it. You lose your personality. Because, I mean, frankly, that's what you are. You as a person, in essence, your personality, your memories. Without your memories, if you didn't remember anything, you wouldn't know how to walk, eat, do anything. You probably wouldn't even know how to crap, okay? Which would be pretty sad. So you'd go all the way back to basically being a child, or a baby, or in the womb, whatever. I don't know, okay? So, okay. So, morals and ethics. I mean, I'm pretty conservative on my morals and ethics. I'm not a neocon, which is like an extreme right-wing crazy person, and there are extreme left-wing crazy people. I mean, I've gone to atheist meetups, and they tend to be more liberal than not. Not all atheists are liberal crazy people. Some of them are right-wing crazy people. And then there are people like me who are actually like normal. And I consider myself both conservative and liberal. I like liberties. I like freedom. But I also like morality and values. And I don't see how you can be one without being the other. So anyway, yeah, but I don't smoke, drink, do drugs. I mate like a swan. If you don't know, look it up on Wikipedia. Look it up. Don't just ask. I mean, dude, look stuff up. That's what human curiosity is about. Learning, becoming more, alright? And frankly, it adds to your personality after a while. So anyway, let's go into one of the topics of morality that religious people like to talk about, homosexuality. Okay, homosexuality is in regards to reproduction, and there's only one goal in life that's more important than reproduction, is survival. So some crazy person comes up to you, if you're religious or not, doesn't matter. Someone with a knife comes up to you and starts trying to stab you to death, you're obviously you want to survive. That's your goal. Whether you're like, I don't want to die, you want to survive. Hey, that's your goal, is to survive. But of course, we all eventually die. And so we have to reproduce to keep the scenario interesting past page 4. So, homosexuality it's a sexual disorder. Anything that inhibits normal human function is a disorder, okay? And it's a sexual disorder. And the main sex organ, well, some people say it's the mind, some people say it's the other thing, whatever. But basically, homosexuality is immoral, and I'm not downplaying people who are gay, but what I'm saying is you're not fulfilling the second most important goal of all biological life forms, reproduction. And then there's the people who just can't reproduce for medical reasons and whatnot. And so, I know this might not help their self-esteem, but whatever. Those people could, for example, adopt. Okay? So anyway, that's about 9 minutes of music. So I don't really have anything else to say here. And I think that was actually, I had to script a little bit. I probably have about like 10 words on there to keep me on script, and I did pretty well, I think. Remember, I moderate the videos. And if you say anything offensive to me or other people, whether you're religious or not, I will delete them, and if it's offensive enough, I will ban you. So, with that in mind, thanks for watching, and thanks for the cookies. I'll eventually post my personal mail address on the internet for everyone to see. Not, but you know. So thanks for the input. I look forward to hearing everyone's point of view. I'm probably not the most respectful to religious views, but you know, I'll listen to you and comment. But I'll give you my honest opinion. And frankly, honesty will get us a lot further with a little tact than not. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you guys soon. And have a happy 2008.